welcome back to Mini Movie Reactions. I'm here with a reaction to the first 4 episodes of Season 5 of Stranger Things. Now, I have not been a fan of the series over the last couple of seasons. I don't think that it had the magic of the first couple seasons. I think that the kids, the Hawkins kids, the Scooby Gang, the D&D party, whatever you want to call them, they were just kind of annoying and tough to watch, I think. Whereas in the first couple seasons, they were likable, you were rooting for them, you saw them punching above their weight, and I thought it was great. I thought that the last couple of seasons got too convoluted. There was a backstory that we didn't need. There were plot threads that didn't go anywhere. They were whiny. They were that love story with Mike and Eleven. Elle was just silly. I hated the whole Hopper in Russia, and Joyce was just annoying as hell. And I think I felt that in the first episode of this series, this season. I thought, this isn't good, like, or this is not great. What they're doing is they're kind of picking up from where the last one ended, but they don't do a lot of recap. There's no beginning where it's, previously on Stranger Things. Instead, it's all exposition. It's all the characters just telling us what has happened. I think that Maya Hawke, who plays Robin in this, is fantastic. Steve continues to be great, but in many ways, Nancy has sort of lost her place in the story. I think that there's too much going on. And unfortunately, the dialogue is terrible. The dialogue is absolutely atrocious in this. Apparently, they cannot use conjunctions, right? They don't speak naturally. They're using words that kids their age just wouldn't use. Speaking way, even D&D geeks, right? They aren't going to talk this way. We've got this whole thing about the Hellfire Club. Dustin is great, but he too, kind of gets forgotten. The bullies that are going after him because he's still supporting the Hellfire Club, that almost goes nowhere. I'm hoping maybe they pick it up. But what happens is that most of these episodes, the first 4 episodes, are characters telling us what has happened, what is about to happen, or what is going to happen. And it takes away any of the sort of mystery or fun of it. And so I was quite annoyed. I'm still using that word, right? Annoyed, because that's the way I felt watching most of this. I would say about halfway through episode 2, and they're all different lengths. Some of them, I think the first one is an hour and 10, and the next one's like 47, 49 minutes, and we got a 52 minutes, and then it's like an hour and a half for episode 4. I think somewhere about episode 2, it clicked in for me. I really started to get into it. We watched all 4 episodes. Like, we basically started at about lunchtime and sat down. So all together, you're looking at, 5 or 6 hours of watch time that you're gonna, well, I mean, maybe 4 to 5 that you're gonna sit through for this entire thing. And one of my common complaints with movies is that they would be better off as a television show, right? Where they get a chance to explore the characters more, the motivations they get to develop. In this, I kind of felt like it would have been better off as a couple of movies like they were doing the last season, right? Do a couple of bigger movies or longer episodes where they could explore things, because there's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of repetition. There's a lot of character development. I hesitate to call it character development because it doesn't really go anywhere. Like I said, I think Robin is the best. Will is turning out to be, we were talking like, hey, he's Harry Potter, right? He looks just like Daniel Radcliffe, especially in that final movie. And maybe it is Will's story. Maybe that's where we're finally getting to. It's not about Mike and Holly and all of that. This is the story about Will. And if that's where they take the last 4 episodes, I don't know if it's 4 episodes, the last couple of episodes. I know that there's a few coming out over the next couple of weeks here. Finally, it was like New Year's where the last one is going to release. I think there's a chance that they can pull this together. Right now, it's not great. Right now, we're stuck in the middle of, obviously, it ends on a big cliffhanger. It ends on this big climactic moment, and we don't know how it's going to resolve. but they have set up, if they can pull it together, they have set up a satisfying ending, which is all that we can hope for after years and years of watching this. I do have to say, I thought Lucas's sister Erica was going to be better, was going to be a better part of this show. We don't see her through the first couple of episodes, and then she comes in and she's aggravating. I don't want to use annoying again, but she's just kind of crass and bold and yelling, and doesn't really, again, develop enough as a character to where we're going to necessarily want to see her on screen or care about her or anything like that. I like what they are doing with Max. I don't want to give anything away, right? I don't want too many spoilers because I don't know that there's not a lot of mystery in this. They do tell us everything that is going on. And there's not a lot of surprises. You can pick up all of the story beats. I think, again, we see military, right? So Hawkins has been quarantined by the military, and we see the worst freaking military. Like, they're so incompetent season after season. I don't know. They're looking for 11, but then the military is also in the underground. How they built in the underground, maybe they'll explore that, but I don't know that that even really matters. I kind of just want things to be wrapped up. Linda Hamilton plays the next scientist who's out trying to explore and explain and control everything. She's terrible. Like, I'm sorry. She's really bad. She's not good. She's not a good actor. She doesn't fit in this series at all. I think that the special effects in many ways don't look great. I think that the Demogorgons look as good as they've ever looked, but Vecna looks a little bit silly at times. I know that there's a good mix of practical and special effects there, but there's a couple times, especially when he's interacting with Will, where you see sort of the green screen, where you see the special effects coming in, and I think that's unfortunate with it was much money as Netflix has to throw at this. For it to fall apart there, but that's a very, very minor gripe. The biggest issue, like I said, I do have is that we don't have a lot of character development or growth. We don't have a lot of explanation of how we got from, if we were at season 4, we were at D, how did we get from D to E? So I guess we'll see what is going on there over the next couple of episodes. Like I said, I think that it's there to bring it home. We'll see if the Duffer Brothers can do it. So far, I would rate 1 through 4 at like a 7 overall. Some really, really good moments, but just some plodding, boring nonsense. So there we are. Please let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, all that. I will see you all after the next movie.